welcome. If you're new here, you're in for a gay old time. Strap in, strap on, and ready your ears for the orgasmic sounds of the Chris and Kaz Show.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow.
What's so wow?
What's so wow? Every time. Every time. We have a technical hitch. Like, literally, it could be 30 seconds before we press go live, go on the stream, and boom, straight away, technical hitch. I think that's just...
Oh, shitty luck.
It is. It's just like something about the Chris and Kaz show that says, you know what? We're going to give you loads of technical hitches because stuff you, sort of thing, innit? Good evening, Kaz.
Sent to try us, Chris.
I know.
Sent to try us.
They're trying really fucking hard.
We're being tried.
Good evening, Kaz. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm hot, and it's annoying me. I'm going to say this every week, but it's just going to get worse, isn't it? I hate it so much. I hate the summer.
How
are you, Chris?
Are you liking the weather? You don't like it when it's particularly too hot, do you?
No, I don't. I don't mind it sunny. I just don't like it hot.
Actually,
I hate it.
I'm alright. I'm kind of quite like the weather. I mean, at night time, if it's a bit too hot, then not a fan of that, really. Not a fan of not being able to sleep and sweating my bollocks off. But
then you've got a skylight, though, haven't you, Chris?
Yes, I can.
So you're okay, exactly, and your bedroom is at the top of your house. I'm at the first floor, okay, if I leave my window open, I will get some druggies and some scummies coming through my window, so I can't do that.
I mean, it has its benefits sometimes,
I
doesn't
live
it?
in a rough end of town. What, if I want the roughies and the scummies to come in my flat? Well, yeah.
Who doesn't like a little bit of rough? Do you like a little bit of rough?
Yeah.
There we go.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay, actually.
I quite like a little bit of rough.
Because, yeah, I bet you do, you pervert.
Guys, welcome back. It is the 4th instalment of our live podcast stream. If you're new here, then we are live now on Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch and Mixer. But also you can listen again on our brand new podcast page, podcast.thechrisandkazshow.co.uk. What have we got installed today then, Kaz? Are you going to do the honours or?
Wow, we've got absolutely loads. We have the Agony Aunt Kaz segment. We've got a bit of that.
So we got Agony Aunt, Dear Kaz.
And we have Dear Kaz, yeah. We have loads of LGBTQ music from local bands, mainly Bristol bands. There's some good stuff in there.
Yeah, so we
Good
got...
stuff. I know this sounds horrible, right? This might come across a bit horrible. I was actually surprised how good they are. Does that sound mean? But like maybe it's a local band thing. You think that they might be a bit like they wouldn't be as good as like the commercial stuff that you hear on the radio and stuff. But
No.
I've been really surprised.
Yeah, I think we got
Does
some...
that sound mean? I don't know.
No,
thought it
not
was
really.
good.
I think we've had some good bands on. So today we got some select music from... This is a new one for us, actually, Kaz. Lady Nade.
Ooh.
We got Drunken Butterfly. We got your favourite band. What's your favourite band?
I like them all, to be honest with you. But you
Good
mean
answer.
Menstrual Cramp?
Good at... Oh, she remembered. Yeah, so we got
Yeah, I do like them.
the Menstrual Cramps. We're going to play a new track from them.
I did hear a bit of that song the other day, and it made me laugh. So I'm really looking forward to hearing it again. It's a good one, guys. It's a good one.
We gave you a little bit of a...
Are we going to be able to play that though? Because it's a little bit obscene.
Well, a little bit obscene, you say.
Yeah, I know, coming from
Come
me.
on.
But
Come on, Kaz. Like, coming from swear every other sentence.
it's not every other sentence.
Near enough.
I'm controlling it slowly. But,
So yes,
yeah, it is a good one.
we can play their song, and also we've got Giuseppe Sicilia, his track again. We're going to play that again because we like it so much. We played that.
Because I love the sound of his voice.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, it's a lovely sounding voice.
There we go. I mean, for the podcast listeners out there, you couldn't quite get my my little nod to Kaz then. Only for the live guys. Maybe we should do a bit of a split. You know, something for the live guys with the video and the screen, and then something for the podcast guys. Actually, that probably wouldn't
I
work.
think we should do something. Well, yeah.
Because
Yeah, I don't know.
they're gonna hear everything, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh no! Actually,
But we
could mime it. We could mime. We could say a word. There we go. So that's for the... I don't know.
What are we going to mime?
I don't know. Song. You
You've
could sing
lost
us.
me. I'm massively lost in
I
this
lost
conversation.
myself as well. Anyway,
Okay.
moving on.
There was something else as well. Oh, yes, of course. What's that puppy right? And Chris's ho-host of brand new irritating jingles that are all targeted at me.
I don't know what you're talking about, Kaz. I have no irritating...
Is that a good enough segment? Is that a good enough segue for you there, Chris?
I have no irritating jingles whatsoever. I really, really don't know what you mean.
Chris is champion.
No jingles which are at all irritating. You know, we've got the WhatsApp copyright competition, like Kaz says.
Maybe she'll win, or maybe she won't. Yeah, pretty unlikely.
I will. I will.
And we got
I always win. Come on, I'm awesome. Have you made it a little bit harder?
Yes, ever so slightly.
Not too hard, I think. Okay,
Well,
that's good.
Well, you know, we want a bit of audience participation, so I thought to myself, if I make it too hard, then nobody else is going to know. Because, you know, Kaz has this kind of like, you know, she gets this quirky, unrecognisable music. She's quite good at that. You know, you wouldn't think sometimes she does really get the odd. You know, if she was doing a quiz and it was super, super hard, she'd get the odd question absolutely spot on. But I want to involve everybody, so I had to make it a little bit easier than what I would like to. But there's a few challenging ones in there, Kaz, for you.
Just for me.
Just for you.
Fantastic.
So what did we have last week? So we had Ask a Queen segment, and we interviewed a local drag queen, and that was Jamie Rossiter, otherwise known as Jam Tart.
Oh, yeah.
So that
Our interview. We've got an interview this week.
we have an interview this week. It's not Ask a Queen feature this week, but we have a general interview. So we're going to be welcoming to the show Aled Osborne. So Aled is a fundraising and communications manager at Brigstow. Brigstow are a non-profit organisation supporting people living with and affected by HIV. And then they've been going for about 23, 24 years. So we're going to hear from Aled. We're going to be talking about what they do for the local Bristol area and people living or affected by HIV. So very informative.
I learnt loads, actually, from that.
Yeah, true. And, we'll be talking about... We'll be talking about stigmas, and what people with HIV go up against every single day, but also a little bit about the support on offer from Brigstow. So we got a pretty jam-packed show. Kaz's Agony Aunt, we got the interview, we got WhatsApp copyright, got some tunes thrown in there as well. Should we kick it off with a tune?
Yeah, go on. What are we playing now?
Right, so our first track on our show today, this is a track from Lady Nade, and this is called Heart of Mine.
Takes a lot of time to heal a wounded heart when everything feels so black. It's hard to grasp where the still is light. If you ever feel afraid, I'm right here with a love that's warm, with a love that's kind. I give to you this heart of mine. Takes a lot of tears to purge a tainted soul when everything feels so black. It's hard to grasp how you feel inside. If you ever feel afraid, I'm right here with a love that's warm, with a love that's kind. I give to you this heart of mine. I swear I won't ever let you down. I swear I won't ever let you down.
You're listening to The Chris and Kaz Show.
Wow. So it was Lady Nade, and that was a track called Heart of Mine.
That was really beautiful.
It was, wasn't it? She's a singer-songstress. She's recently chosen by English Folk Expo to participate in their artist development program. She's just released a track with Gemma, an artist called Gemma, called Isolated. Obviously based on lockdown, isolation, etc. I think we could all write a song about that, to be fair, couldn't we?
Yeah.
And she hosts a monthly live music event called Lady Sings, and that's across Facebook. And that's focused on bringing women together in music to develop their live music skills in a safe environment. So if you want to check out a little bit more from Lady Nade, facebook.com/Lady Nade. So like Kaz was saying, we want to showcase some new music from unsigned artists. So if you would like your track featured on the show and the podcast, you can get in touch with us. You can send your tracks and a little bit of a bio to newmusic@thechrisandkazshow.co.uk. So Kaz, we kind of want to talk about this. This competition, really. I kind of want to just give everybody a bit of an idea of what it's all about. How they can play. How Kaz loses most of the time. And gets all the songs wrong.
You mean our copyright quiz?
Yeah.
Our song intro quiz. Well, I don't get it all wrong though, do I? I get all of it right pretty much most of the time. I think have I ever got one wrong? I don't think I have.
I think you come very close, but then I did,
Yeah, but I didn't. So I think you're talking shite, aren't you, really, Chris?
I think we're very, very new.
Talking rubbish.
Very, very new with the podcast, so I thought I'd go easy on you and not make it too hard.
Oh, yeah.
So what happens is, what's that copyright? Have an issue with copyright music on sort of live streams, and I know a lot of drag queens have had issues with it, where they've sung to a song and then Facebook's kicked them off because the song's copyright. But we're going to try and get away with it, so we only play roughly 5 seconds of a track to get away with that copyright bit, because we don't want to be kicked off or banned or anything like that. So our competition involves me playing 5 individual tracks and 5 seconds of those tracks, and Kaz has to tell us what is the band or artist and what is the name of the track. It's as easy as that. Now,
easy as pie.
9 times out of 10 she needs a little bit of help from the chat, so if anybody's on the chat, you can join us, you can help out. There's a little bit of a delay, but we'll work that out, so I'll give a little bit of break in between so you guys can catch up a little bit. But also, if you're feeling adventurous, you may join us in the studio by contacting us on our number, and you can play live with us. We'll have a prize up for grabs if you do that. Phone number to ring 0330 1332 379. You could be the first. Kaz needs the help. She needs all the help she can get, because pretty much
Chris is champion.
There we go.
Okay, firstly, if I get all the questions wrong, that doesn't make you a champion. How does that make you a champion? If you do a quiz and you get the questions right, that would make you not even a champion, but that would just make you win that particular quiz.
I am the champion when you lose.
You're just making up your own rules this game, Chris.
No, not at all.
I don't know. I think it needs to go to a separate adjudicator, quite frankly.
A separate what?
A separate adjudicator. You heard us.
Yeah.
You heard us.
No.
Yeah.
You win, which you won't, clearly. But if you lose, then, obviously, pretty much.
Chris is champion.
There we go. How do you like them apples? I'm going to keep playing that advert, because that jingle.
I think them apples are rotten,
that
and
jingle,
bruised.
Maybe
And you dropped
she'll
them
win,
several times.
or maybe she won't. Yeah, pretty unlikely.
Maybe she'll win, But maybe she won't. No, she won't win because
Chris is champion.
you're gonna get so sick to death of that.
Yeah, I already am. It's already happened, Chris.
I mean, to be honest, it could be the other one, couldn't it?
At least this podcast hasn't got a set time. Technically, Kaz can never be late.
So I am mixing it up a little bit. Right, Kaz, should we get stuck in? Should we get stuck into the interview, or do you want to talk about our latest video on YouTube? I think that would be a good shout, actually. Yeah, I think we've forgotten about that because we've done the live streams and the podcast so much that we actually forget that we've just uploaded a video at the start of the week, didn't we? Was it the start of the week?
We did.
Well, end of last week.
Oh, I can't remember now.
End of last week, I think. Yeah, end of last week.
It was at some point between Monday and Friday, yeah.
Yeah. You like to talk a little bit about it?
Well, if you guys haven't watched it yet, it's just a video where, we take a bunch of, well, we didn't do it. It was somebody on Pinterest, I think. And they took a bunch of celebrities and did, the whole gender reverse thing. And Chris has to try and guess who's who.
I had to try and guess.
You didn't get all of those. I'd hate to spoil it for anyone. But does that make me, Kaz, a champion? Because you did not get 5 out of 5.
I think I got
I
got close. I think I was
I think
alright.
that makes Kaz champion.
No,
I think that makes Kaz the bloody champion.
I don't
Oh
think
yeah.
so.
And if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. It's a good laugh.
Yep. So you can watch that
Play
video.
along.
I think it's actually on trending now at the minute. So you see probably a lot across the whole of social media, all the celebrities, face swapping and changing gender on this new Faced app. So yeah, go watch it. The chrisandkazshow.co.uk/new. There we go. An easier way to get to our new video. Or you can also just visit on YouTube and check it out via YouTube. That is easily done as well. So
We're
Kaz,
everywhere.
we are. I think we're like that rash, aren't we?
We're like shit in a field, Chris. We are everywhere.
It's like that rash
Yeah.
that you can't seem to get rid of, and then all of a sudden it appears in a new place.
I'm going to take your word for that, you nigger. I've never had such a rash.
No, I don't know what you're talking about either.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, Kaz. I'm guessing we could probably go to the Aled interview now, if you want. Let me just set it up. So, guys, we interviewed Aled Osborne, the fundraising and communications manager from Brigstow, and this is how that interview went. Wow. Do some filling.
All right then. I was just going to say, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just going to give a shout out to all of our watchers tonight, every single one of them. Hi Sarah, hi Emma. There you go.
There we go. Right, here we go. I think I got the. I've got it queued up now. Here we go. So this is our.
Good.
This is our interview with.
I thought it was just me. I just thought it was me that couldn't hear it.
It's our interview with Aled Osborne, and he's.
Hi Kawaki. Sorry.
He's a fundraising and communication manager at Brigstow. From Bristol onto the show to talk to us about his work with Brigstow. Welcome, Aled.
Hi.
Right, Aled, you've come on the show today to talk to us about your work with Brigstow. Can you tell us a little bit about the charity and what your role is with them?
Yeah, of course. So Brigstow are a HIV support charity. So we support absolutely anyone living with or is affected by HIV. So we are based in Bristol, in Easton, and our support services really mainly cover Bristol and the surrounding areas. So we're a bit in North Somerset and South Gloss. We've been going for about 24 years, so next year's a big party for us. We do loads of work supporting people that are living with HIV. So there's a number of different services that we provide. And I look after their fundraising and communication. So all of their unrestricted income, so all of their donations, their event work, any core cost funding grants that I apply for, and all of their communications. So social media, press, website, newsletters. And I do some awareness raising work in that as well.
So you got your work cut out?
Yeah, I think it's typical. It's very typical of the third sector. You kind of wear, and the voluntary sector. So you have kind of like 5 hats that you kind of all juggle and wear at the same time.
So, how many people are part of the group in Bristol?
So we have like 10 members of staff, and that's split quite equally between full and part-time. I'm a full-time member of staff, thankfully, and then we have quite a huge team of volunteers that do a lot of work for us as well, either in our campaigns work and spreading awareness and the promotion side, or they're actually doing direct one-to-one support with some of our clients.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about some of the services they provide that, say, some people wouldn't necessarily think about straight away?
Yeah, so we have an advice and support service, and that can be anything from a phone call to 2 years worth of support. And that can be someone calling up and going, I'm going travelling for 6 months and I don't know where I can get my meds, or can I take my medication with me, to somebody who needs to help with applying for benefits or housing, or if they've got any employment issues. We also have a migrant and asylum support service as well. So this is a designated service for any kind of migrant client or asylum seeker that's coming to the UK who is living with HIV, and we'll support them until they get their status granted. And then we will continue to support that person for a year afterwards to help with the transition. So that can take years for someone's settled status to be given when they come to this country. And when they're a migrant, they don't have any access to public recourse. So the benefits that people can apply to, they can't apply for that yet. So they are on a very low restricted income. So we kind of help support them with that and the immigration process, as well as their HIV support. And then we have a Positive Voices service. So this is using positive people to help other positive people. And that power of that partnership is really huge. And sometimes what a lot of people want when they are newly diagnosed is just to meet someone who's also diagnosed and to have a chat with them and talk about like the real life stuff that potentially you can't talk to a doctor or a nurse about. So we offer peer mentoring, and our peer mentors are volunteers, and they meet up with someone once a week, newly diagnosed or someone who is struggling with their diagnosis. And they meet up for about an hour once a week, and they can talk about anything that they want to talk about in relation to their HIV. We also have peer mentors at clinic. We're one of the only clinics in the country to offer that service, where somebody who is positive, who's going to meet their medical team, can actually just chat to a peer mentor there and then if they want to, at Southmead Hospital, where clinic's based, again, to talk about anything that they're unsure about. We hold a recently diagnosed workshop once a year, and we do HIV awareness training to organisations and professionals. So we've done a lot of work with Avon and Somerset Police,
Yep.
And we train and we've delivered HIV awareness training to a lot of their officers and their street team, but also like the prison teams as well, and raise their awareness of HIV. So we do quite a lot. Actually.
I was going to say it's a massive range, but I think it's probably important to take from that the fact that it's not just a quick ad hoc service. If people want, it's from the very start to finish for a period of time to help them through, whatever they're going through. I think that's really good, and that's probably something to really highlight, that it's not just a quick, I guess it can be to a certain extent if that's what somebody wants, but certainly that support period piece is really helpful for people, I would imagine.
Yeah, exactly. And initially, let's say with like the peer mentoring, that's up to 6 months, which is like one-on-one support with the client for 6 months with a volunteer. But if there's something that comes out of that peer mentoring that they need further help with, then they can also at the same time a advice and support client and have our support workers working alongside them. So we've had mentees who have been a mentee but have also been a client of one of our other services. And like life happens and things change, and you can never plan for that. So if you've been a client and your situation was resolved at that time and everything's hunky-dory for a while, but all of a sudden you need our help again, then you can come back. It's not a one-use system.
Awesome. So Aled, how did you come about joining Brigstow and the whole team?
Yes, so I started as a volunteer. So back in 2016, Bristol held its first ever World AIDS Day vigil, which is on December the 1st. And I was working for Bristol City Council at the time, and I wrote a piece about, I called it Coming Out Part 2, and it was talking about my HIV journey. And the Equalities and Diversity Manager at Bristol City Council asked whether he could share it among some of the external agencies that we work with, and Brigstow was being one of them. So Brigstow read my piece, and the campaigns manager at the time called me and then invited me to speak at the World AIDS Day Vigil.
Wow.
Which I did. Which was on College Green at the beginning of December. It was absolutely freezing and it was outside as well. Thankfully, we hold them indoors now. But that was in 2016, I think. And then in 2017, that's when I started to become kind of like full-time volunteer. So I was a peer mentor, I was a campaigns volunteer, I was a positive speaker. So I would go on the HIV awareness training sessions and deliver training. And then that just continued for a long time. And at that time, I kind of knew I wanted to work in the HIV sector, and that's where I would be best placed. But I had no professional experience, so I just threw everything into volunteering and built up that experience instead. And then February last year, the job that I'm doing now became available. I applied, and thankfully they decided to take a chance, and
awesome.
And they gave me the job. So volunteering works. I wouldn't be in the position I'm in now if it wasn't for the volunteering that I'd done before.
So do you think a lot of the social stigmas that definitely were around, like in, say, the 80s, are still around now? Do you think it's as prevalent? And have you experienced these a lot in your life?
I'd say yes, in a really short answer. So I could probably talk about stigma until I'm as blue as the pill of PrEP, to be honest, because it's a big old topic, and it's It's the onion effect. It's multi-layered. But fundamentally, I think yes. So like I always tend to say that we live in space age times with Stone Age minds. So we have come a long way medically with HIV to the point where we're not dying anymore. Somebody can take a pill, like one pill once a day, and they're going to be absolutely fine. That will prevent them from transmitting the virus onto their sexual partners. We have PEP, which is something like a morning after pill, which will prevent you from acquiring HIV, and we have PrEP as well, which is like the contraception pill for HIV. Again, that will prevent you from acquiring HIV. So medically, we've come on leaps and bounds. And if you have got access to treatment, then you're not going to die. So medically, I say that HIV isn't killing anybody who has access to treatment. What is killing people, though, is the stigma that is still surrounding HIV, which, if you look at stigma, the first 3 letters of that is STI, which is quite funny. Well, like, it makes me laugh. It may not always be stigma from other people, but it can be stigma, like self-stigma as well. So, you know, THT did a survey last year. Only 19% of the public know about U equals U, which is undetectable equals untransmittable, which is people living with HIV on effective treatment cannot pass the virus on, and only 19% of that. But 1 in 4 people still thought that you could catch HIV from kissing someone. So there are still a lot of social stigmas surrounding this. You know, when we're talking about somebody young living with HIV, they can't talk about HIV potentially because if they disclose their HIV, they're disclosing their parents' HIV, and their parents may not be open within their community to people of colour. And the stigma that they receive, that's a completely different layer, and I wouldn't be able to speak on that because I couldn't, and I wouldn't be best placed. I've received stigma mainly from fellow gay and bisexual men, which is funny because like people think that there's a heightened awareness within our community.
Yeah, you think they'd be a bit more understanding, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but what I tend to find is the questions that, say, a heterosexual person would ask me when they find out or I share my status with them, the questions they often ask come from a place of concern and a place of not knowing. Whereas at times I feel when it comes from gay and bisexual men, the questions they're asking me are coming from a place of judgment, not from a place of concern. And they're judging me on how I contracted HIV with not even knowing how I contracted it. And that's what they're basing their judgments on. Plus, I think there's a bit of fear there, this thing that they're kind of aware of, and probably should know more about, but don't. I've just made it physical, and I've just brought it right in front of their face and be like, look, I am HIV positive, it's me. And they go, oh my God. And that's when their kind of insecurities come out. And I have loads of examples of like the things that people have said to me.
Would you feel comfortable telling us how you contracted it? You don't have to if you don't want to, that's fine.
Yeah, like I'm happy to say how I contracted it, and that was through unprotected sex with someone who I didn't know their status and they didn't inform me. So I like to think, I don't know whether this is certain or not, but I'd like to think that they didn't know their status either. And there are in the community still about 10% of people living with HIV who do not know that they are HIV positive. And that's because they like the fear of testing and the stigma surrounding testing, and people aren't testing. Now, I'd say that I'm happy to share how I acquired HIV, but that is one of the things I would always say. If someone decides to share their status with you, that's probably the one question not to ask the majority. If it's on a one-to-one scenario, because you have no idea how they acquired it. And that question is also filled with a ton of unconscious bias.
Yeah.
So if I was to say that I acquired HIV through a blood transfusion, or I was born with HIV, are you going to see me more as a victim? But because as a gay man, I acquired HIV through unprotected sex, are you going to see that I was asking for it and I'm to blame? And then based on your reaction of that, are you going to treat me any more differently? If you see me as a victim, are you going to treat me differently than someone who was to blame for it? Whereas actually how someone acquired HIV is not the crux of it. The fact of the matter is they're HIV positive, and that's how we support people. Also, like, I had consent when I acquired HIV. Like, I consented to having sex and I consented to that moment happening. Whereas there's some members of our community who are HIV positive where that level of consent isn't even a luxury or a privilege for them. And they've acquired HIV through a traumatic experience. And and in a question that takes like 3 seconds to ask, you've opened up this can of worms of not them having to relive that they're HIV positive and go through that, but potentially the vicarious trauma of how they acquired it as well.
Do you think one of the biggest issues at the minute is, people not knowing their status and not actively getting regular tests and checkups?
Yeah, definitely. Because over half of the people that are newly diagnosed are what we call a late diagnosis. And that's not how old someone is, but that's the length of time that they've been living with HIV before being diagnosed. And the later you are diagnosed, the more health implications that has and the more serious it can be and how unwell someone can be. What we know is, like, the sooner you get tested, the sooner you start treatment. And the sooner you start treatment, you become undetectable. Like, if you're in a safe place, so you've got a fixed abode, you've got your home, you've got no other health problems, and you get diagnosed as HIV positive and you go through the system, it can take like as little as 3 to 4 months, as little as that, to become undetectable. And as soon as you're undetectable, you're not passing HIV on to anybody else. You just are healthier because you've been seen quicker and you're getting the right treatment and the right care from day one. But there is stigma against testing in itself. So if I was to say that I was going to quit smoking, which is never going to happen, by the way, but if I do say that I was to quit smoking, to quit drinking, to go to the gym, potentially become a vegan, again, it's not going to happen. All of those life choices that I've made, I would be congratulated for because they are positively going to affect my health. But, we go for potentially biannual eye checks and we go for 6 monthly dental appointments. And that's seen as the norm because it's protecting your health. But you then are seen in a queue potentially to go to a walk-in clinic to get a sexual health checkup. And the question is, I wonder what they went up to on the weekend. They've been a naughty person, or, slut, or, they're having all of this, blah, blah, blah. And it's actually like, not that I am one. I judge all the time. I think it's a gay man's prerogative. We do it in our sleep. But I would probably judge you more if you've never been for a sexual health checkup and you have a very active sex life. Then regularly going to get tested, because that's telling me if you are being tested, you're taking an active role in your health and you care about yourself and you're looking after yourself. And that's where the shift needs to happen. And people just need to test. Like, it's normal. Go and get tested. It's not scary anymore. And
there you go, Chris. Look, Chris, go and get tested. It's
go
fine.
And get tested.
Actually,
do you know what is something I've noticed? Actually, that in the US, there doesn't seem as much shame when it comes to sort of if you've contracted something. And it's like the norm to just let everyone know that you slept with. Over here, people are a bit prudish, aren't they? Like, I'm not telling them I've got chlamydia or whatever, or something more serious. They don't want to do it.
That's the thing. Like, it's very un-British to talk about sex and to talk about sex positively. And there's a massive stigma surrounding sex in this country. And the only time you tend to hear about sex being talked about positively is when it comes to marriage or procreation. And outside of that, it's always seems to be judged. So because we have that root stigma, you've then got these branches of stigma, and anything that is as a result of sex is just as much stigma. So whether that's an abortion, whether that's a woman who's like claiming her body and is living a very healthy sex life, whether that's any of the STIs, and then you have HIV as well, which has predominantly been seen as a gay thing. So that's very un-British as well. So like you then talk about sex and then you start talking about gay sex and nobody wants to hear about it and they'll run a mile about it. Whereas we're all on this planet because of sex. We wouldn't be having this conversation if 3 different incidences of sex at certain times happened. So let's talk about it. Like, sex is sex.
And
like,
more. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Alid, have you seen that sex clinic programme on Channel 4?
I have.
Do you watch those lads that go in there and they're like, yeah, I shag around and I never use condoms? Do you like roll your eyes and go, you muppet, what are you doing? Take better care of yourself. Or
Really
are you not
hard.
that judgy?
No, that's really hard. Like, because I think I have an incident of like a 3-second flash going, what a plonker. And then I go, actually, let's think about this. And testing isn't really talked about, or it's not normalized, and people may not know where to, how to, or whatever. And that stems from kind of the sexual health that we have in our education system. And hopefully that will be better now with the compulsory sexual and relationship education that is going to be entering the curriculum very soon. But, you know, you do think, and that's when I kind of like the activist in me and the awareness raiser in me kind of kicks into gear, because at times you can get fatigued and go, are we actually doing anything? And then you see right in front of you like a person and you're like, okay, it's ignited the spike. We still need to raise this awareness. But there is very obviously a moment of me going, you absolute tool. Like, how could you not think, and dipping it everywhere, you're not going to bring something back with you?
So, Alid, you said the word undetectable a few times in a couple of questions. Can you talk to us about the importance of the word undetectable in relation to HIV?
Yes, I can. And it is massively, massively important. And this has probably been one of the biggest aha moments in HIV since our treatment started, to be fair, or it got invented. Undetectable is massively important, and it does mean something different to anyone positive that you speak to. But fundamentally, undetectable means that you have an undetectable viral load, which means that the level of HIV and the level of virus that's in a person's blood is so low that on normal tests, it cannot be detected. Having an undetectable viral load means for somebody who's living with HIV, foremost means that they cannot pass the virus on to their sexual partners in any way. For me, it means that I can live a long, normal, healthy life. If I wanted unprotected sex, I can, and there is no risk at all to my partner. And there's been 4 major studies that have confirmed this, that have included over 125,000 incidences of sex between somebody positive and somebody negative, and there's not been one linked transmission. So the data is backing up this statement, and we know that it is fact. You know, if I wanted to donate my sperm or use my sperm for babies, it means that I'm going to have a negative baby and I'm not going to transmit HIV onto that person.
I didn't know that.
on to my unborn child. Yeah. So being undetectable has a wealth of benefits. And because your virus is so low, you're not going to become unwell. You're just not going to have all of the potential things that have happened when people think of someone living with HIV. They see somebody really skinny or frail or old or covered in lesions. That very rarely happens now in the developing world, and especially in the UK, we're one of the leaders. And 97% of people who are HIV positive in this country are on treatment. And 98% of those people on treatment are undetectable. So it's a massive thing. I would always promote the use of condoms. So whether you're a HIV positive person on their medication, or whether you're a HIV negative person and you are on PrEP, I would still always promote condoms.
So Aled, let's talk about PrEP.
Yes, let's talk about PrEP. I love PrEP.
What is PrEP, and can anyone have access to it?
So PrEP stands for pre-exposure prophylaxis. So pre means before and prophylaxis means kind of get rid of. So it's a pill that you can take before sex, which will prevent you from acquiring HIV. So it's huge. It's like a game changer within HIV. Like I said, it's kind of like the contraception pill for HIV. It's usually taken once a day. Yeah, it's phenomenal, and it's incredible. I'm a massive PrEP advocate. Now, at this moment in time, you need to access PrEP. There's only two ways that you can go about it. One is to buy it privately, and people do. It's usually about £20 for a month's course. And there's a website called iwantprepnow.co.uk, which you can go on to. They will link you up to buying your PrEP privately. That comes from abroad, and that's 100% legal to do. Secondly, the way that you can access PrEP is to join what's called the PrEP Impact Trial, which is currently coming towards its end. So this is accessed through your sexual health clinic, your local sexual health clinic, wherever that is. And it is, like I said, it's an impact trial that's been run by NHS England. So if you live in Scotland, Wales, or Northern Ireland, you can get PrEP on prescription, readily available. If you live in England, we're slightly different. So
slightly a bit behind the times and backwards. Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. And when it comes to the fact that places in America are probably more ahead of the game with PrEP than we are, that's when we really have to look at what we're actually doing. So PrEP came about and they did all the research trials and they found it and they were ready to go and they were ready to present at this conference with NHS England when they announced what medication is going to be available on prescription for the next year. And they were ready to present PrEP and be like, look at this amazing thing. And at the last minute, it was plugged. And they said that PrEP is classed as a preventative, and prevention is local authority funding based, not NHS England based. So we can't fund this, so it's not happening. So we as a sector were like, that doesn't sound a bit right to us. That's probably wrong, because you fund the contraception pill from like NHS England and and the morning after pill from NHS England, and you already fund PEP, which is a pill that you take after. So if you think that you've been exposed to HIV, either through, let's say, standing on a needle at a festival, or the condom is broken, or through a sexual assault, you can take a course of treatment within 72 hours of that incident happening, and it will prevent you from becoming HIV positive. You already fund PEP, which is a preventative. PrEP is pretty much the same thing. It's just a different time you take it. You don't take it afterwards, you take it before. So why not? So we took NHS England to court and presented our case to a judge who ruled in our favour. So we were like, yay! Instantly, like NHS England put out one of the most homophobic press statements I think I've ever seen since the time of Thatcher. It was awful. How it ever got signed off, I have no idea. And they were appealing the decision at the Supreme Court. So then we had to re-present our case at the Supreme Court, and they ruled in our favour as well. And that's when NHS England were like, right, okay, we'll do a trial to see the effectiveness and the impact of this. Originally they allocated 10,000 spaces on this trial across the whole of England for 3 years. And we were like, ha ha ha, you do realise that's going to be like taken up pretty darn quick, because we know a hell of a lot of people that want to access PrEP, right? And it did. So like about halfway through, they added more places. So we're coming to the end of the 3 years, and it's pretty much been announced that PrEP is going to be commissioned and PrEP is going to be available on the NHS. Because of COVID and everything that's happening right now. We don't know exactly when that's going to be, and we don't know exactly how it's going to work. So whether it's through a GP or still through the clinic, the sexual health clinic, we don't know the final details about it yet. We just know that it is going to become available. So whether you're a gay man, a straight man, woman, trans, non-binary, whether you're a sex worker, whether you're a person of colour, like everyone should be on PrEP. Anyone can access it. It's not a gay man drug.
I mean, it's awesome that it's happening, but you kind of think, you know, it could have happened 3 years ago. Like, why did we wait? But no, that's really good, and it just gives us a bit of information exactly what it's all about, and thankfully coming very, very soon.
Going to say that, like, I think that I think I've learned a lot today, a lot that I didn't know about. Like, I suppose, you know, I picked up little bits here and there from TV shows and stuff, but I suppose the masses who don't suffer with it or don't know anyone that suffers with it, they kind of just presume things, don't they? Because you don't push yourself to educate yourself unless it's in your life. I don't know, when I think about HIV, I always used to think about, well, Freddie Mercury and that bit in EastEnders, you know, with
Mark Fowler.
With Mark Fowler, yeah, and what happened to him? It was quite tragic, wasn't it? He just sort of rode off on his bike and we never saw him again. If I'm honest, I'd do it that way if I had a choice. I'd just drive off into the sunset. But like, I do often wonder, like, what happened to Mark?
Yeah, no, exactly.
I hope he's okay. I hope he's all right.
and that's when I say, like, I really, at times, I don't blame people if they don't know anything about it, because it is, like, if you looked into it, it can be quite a depressing topic to talk about with the history of the condition. You know, it wiped out thousands upon thousands of people back in the 80s and the 90s, and it can be a very sad thing to read about. And also, like, it's not usually a topic that people tend to, like, have a look at on the commute to work. It's not being like, oh, but let's look up HIV, and it isn't talked about enough, and sexual health just isn't talked about enough in general. So I tend to don't blame people if they ask me, like, oh, like, what is it like, and stuff like that. It can be a bit like this question again. I'd rather them ask the question and they understand than go away with like a bias or a stigma that they're still holding on to.
But it's really positive, though, that it's not a death sentence anymore.
Yeah, that's a
really positive thing.
Yeah, pardon the pun, it is really positive. Like, I take one pill once a day and I go to hospital twice a year. The impact of HIV on my life is very, very small. And I think that potentially, you know, if I was a type 1 diabetic and I had to inject myself 4 times a day, constantly watch what I ate, what I drank, making sure I always had like a chocolate bar in my bag or close to hand, that has a more direct impact straight away on like my life and a daily activity, whereas HIV really doesn't. There's times where like I'd say I forget about it, but I work in the sector, so I talk about it like all of the time. But before I worked in this sector, like I could go all day without thinking about it until I take my tablet. It really has very little impact, and it has very little impact on the people that I meet as well or have a relationship with, whether that's a casual or a long-term relationship. Like, it really has very little impact on them now. You can have a normal life, you can have a normal sex life, and we can have kids, and everything can be fine if you get tested, you get on treatment, you take your treatment, you stick to your treatment. Like, if it wasn't for my treatment, like, I don't know where I'd be. Not always a Disney film, but it's a lot brighter than it once was.
So Aled, how can people get involved with Brigstow?
Loads of ways. People can get involved with us. So you can either become a volunteer. So with our campaigns group, you don't have to be positive to join that. So if you want to raise awareness about sexual health and about HIV in general, then you can join that group and volunteer with us. Or you can donate on our website, www.brigstow.org/donate. And you can give us a donation. You can set up a monthly donation so we can continue doing our work. Or follow us on social media. And if you see a post that is good from us, hopefully it is, because I write them.
Yeah.
So Twitter and Facebook. Follow us, retweet us, like us, and just get educated, really, and help spread the message and continue raising that awareness. But go onto our website, go onto our social media. So brigstow.org is the website, and then it's at Brigstow Info on Twitter and Facebook, and at Brigstow on Instagram. And you can drop us a message, drop me a DM. You can contact us through our website. All of our phone numbers and emails are on there.
Excellent. Thank you very much for joining us, Aled, and talking to us about your work with Brigstow, a HIV charity.
Thank you very much for having me.
You can check out The Chris and Kaz Show by visiting thechrisandkazshow.co.uk.
There we go. That was Aled Osborne from Brigstow HIV charity. Kaz, over to you.
Wow, what can we say about that? That was really informative.
Very informative. He's a great
It's one of those.
great advocate of sexual health, HIV charity, certainly.
Yeah, it's one of those things you don't really think about unless it's something that sort of happened to you or someone close to you. But I learnt loads from that interview, loads I actually didn't know. And I did my research beforehand because I knew that we were doing this interview.
Yeah.
And I went on the NHS website and loads of stuff. But there was still loads of things I didn't know. So what does that tell you about the information out there? I suppose we all need to be better informed, don't we?
Yeah, I think certainly. I think it's about being educated, and going out there and educating yourself. For something that's a very serious subject, especially in the LGBTQ plus community. But that was awesome to have Aled on to talk to us. You can check out the full interview. So obviously there's a little bit longer extended interview on our podcast page, and we do a bit of a quick fire round of questions to Aled. So we scoured the internet for a lot of ignorant comments and uneducated comments about HIV, scoured the internet, and then Aled puts us right and corrects us. So a bit of a quick fire round, the extended interview with Aled from Brigstow. That's on our podcast page, and that's live now. podcast.thechrisandkazshow.co.uk. Actually, Craig John Osborne on the chat has just commented. He said, I never knew any of the info Aled was saying until he told me he was positive, and I started listening to what he was saying. So sometimes, you don't go out there and
you know all the details until it directly affects you. But it is important to, certainly educate yourself on the subject. There's a lot of ignorant and
Definitely.
negative comments about as well.
Even still today, it's crazy,
Yeah.
but yeah, it still exists.
Absolutely nuts today as well. But there you go. Times have changed. People do now live a very, very healthy and long life with the right medication and the right treatment. So hopefully that feature on today's show is nice and informative for you guys. Don't forget we have more interviews with people from the LGBTQ plus community. And if you'd like to come on the show, you can get in touch with us. Our email address is hello@thechrisandkazshow.co.uk. We had Jamie on the chat for a brief period, Jam Tart, who we interviewed last week. Jammers. Kaz offended his friend. So Kaz, so Jamie does basically drag as Jam Tart, and he broadcasts and does a live stream on the Drag Diva lockdown page, and obviously had an interview last week with us on the show, which you can listen again on our podcast page. And then Kaz thought she would tune in and watch a couple of tunes, didn't you? And then offended everybody at the same time.
Yeah, it was fun.
Something that Kaz
He didn't like it. He
Kaz
didn't like
regularly
what
does.
I said, I don't think. It happened. Because he was wearing this like old farmer's cap, and I said he looked like Norman Wisdom, and I don't think he appreciated that. He was like, "That's not very nice, Kaz."
very good.
In his regional accent.
I did watch before I obviously had to work the next morning, so I did watch for a little bit on his Saturday show at 10 o'clock on his Facebook page and Drag Diva lockdown page. Yeah, I did actually watch for a period of time, and then gradually through the show, you know what he was talking about? He was slowly getting drunker and drunker. I think he's like, shots and more shots and more shots, and like, that was
Shots and nibbles.
yes, shots and nibbles. That was quite funny in itself, actually. So,
I want to be in that house. I want to join in the party.
maybe get invited, but I'm sure we'll have Jamie
Somebody
on
invite.
on our YouTube channel at some point, and we'll do a bit of a challenge for our YouTube video on Ask a Queen. So the Ask a
Tell
Queen
him to
feature.
Bring Nick.
Bring Nick.
Tell him
Yeah.
to bring Nick and his farmer's cap.
So the Ask a Queen feature on our podcast show, but also on YouTube, and you can check out some other episodes on there as well on our YouTube page.
Check out The Chris and Kaz Show on YouTube. youtube.com/The Chris Kaz Show.
There we go. Okay, Kaz, I've queued up all the music. I think it's about time we played a track. Thank you very much, guys, for interacting on the chat and read through some of the comments, and they'll be also very helpful for people who do rewatch our live stream. So next track then, Kaz. So our next track is from a band, new band to the show. They're called Drunken Butterfly.
Lovely name.
Yeah. They're a feminist Bristol punk trio. So they sing songs about being queer. I know.
Moving you there a little bit.
So this is a song from them, and this track's called Sister.
Said those words that I
At least this podcast hasn't got a set time. Technically, Kaz can never be late. Who would have thought?
That advert, that jingle is never going away. I hope you realise.
I'm going to find it. I'm going to delete it. And then I'm going to speak to that voiceover bugger. And I'm going to tell him, if you ever re-record that again, I'm going to hunt you down.
No chance. Yeah. No chance. Okay, that was a band called Drunken Butterfly, a track called Sister. And that was a track taken from their 2016 album, Socialist of the City. Feminist Bristol punk trio. Songs about growing up queer and singing protest songs. You can check them out. drunkenbutterfly.bandcamp.com.
That's the kind of punks you want, though, isn't it? Like ones with a cause, because that's what it's all about, isn't it, punk?
Yeah,
I mean, you wouldn't want some softy punks. I don't know, maybe trying to write angry lyrics about the rising price of Starbucks coffee. I mean, I'm not sure it would go down as well, would it? So they all seem to have a bit of an angry cause.
Yeah, I think so. I think we've had quite a few DIY bands on the show so far, which has been good. You had the Luddite Collective, so that was a community protest band. Certainly the Menstrual Cramps, which we're going to play a track from them in a little while. Yeah, that's another feminist DIY punk band. You really like them, don't you?
I do. I think they're funny.
Yeah, I know.
I can't listen to that. I can't listen to that first song again because it will get stuck in my head, and it does, and then it won't leave, and I can't. It still gets. I still sing it when I'm at home, like doing my dishes.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I know.
It gets a bit much.
Like, it is really. It's so catchy.
It's too catchy. Too catchy for my brain.
Can you remember what the track name was? You know what the track name was, don't you?
Are you going to play it?
No,
Chris, it's going to get stuck in my head.
No. I won't play it, but like.
It's a serious problem that I deal with, and then it just goes round and round and round and round, and I feel like I'm going a little bit mad. I don't know if anyone else gets that, but I get it really badly.
So it was a track that sounds a little bit like this.
You said you weren't going to play it. Look at that. Thanks, Chris.
No. We can't play it. We can't play it. Okay. We can't. So that I know.
Sorry. See, what have you done, Chris?
What? That's not me. It's them. So that's the Menstrual Cramps. And that track that we just played, which is really, really catchy. We both really like it. We played it kind of twice on the show so far. Make Girls Feel Good.
Hi, Cat. Cat's watching. Hi, Cat.
Yeah. So and that track was from their album We're Not Overacting. Like it. Anyway, we're going to play a track from Menstrual Cramps in a little while, but Kaz, do you know what time it is?
Oh, I thought that build up. You're going to play it now, but whatever.
We've only got so long, haven't we? Right, Kaz.
Okay. This one's good though because it's about willies, and that made me laugh.
Don't give it away.
They want to know though because they really want to listen to it, and you got to give people a little teaser, haven't you? This one's about willies. You're going to like it.
It's like my cat.
I see.
Oh, what I was going to say is, do you like my jugs?
Yeah, no, I saw that, Chris. Why exactly are you not drinking your beverage out of a glass like a human being? Why are you drinking out of a great big jug?
Basically, you know,
Right.
I'm a lad. I can't be bothered to wash up the glasses that are in the sink. So this is the next best thing. I
Is
feel
that-
like I'm a student again.
Is it squash or is it some kind of, I don't know, like boozy fruit punch? What's going on there in that jug?
My name isn't Kaz. All right, it's squash. What are you drinking? There we go. Beer.
Cider.
Cider. There we
today.
go. Yeah. I don't get shit face when we do the live stream. Innit?
I don't,
What
I
is
don't
your
think
name?
half a beer actually equates to being shit-faced, Chris.
What's your name? Your name ain't Jam Tart. Another dig at Jamie. There we go. Right.
funny.
Shall we? Before I knock the mic off. All right. Anybody think I am drunk with this juice? Anyway, should we get the show rocking and rolling and moving? Yeah. Should we move on?
Yeah, what we doing? Yeah, what we doing?
We are gonna do. Are you ready for it? Let me just
Go on.
let me just hold a little bit of suspense here. Here we go.
Oh.
So, guys, if you are new to the show,
You're going to love it.
you're gonna love this next feature. So it's
You'll like this one.
Agony Aunt. Kaz Agony Aunt. It's a version of Dear
Can I
Deirdre.
swear, please?
Sorry?
Can I swear, please?
Can you swear?
Yeah.
Well, you do anyway. What are you chatting about?
I know, but you always tell me off, and if this story makes me angry, I'm really gonna let it rip. So, can I swear, please?
You can swear a couple of times, but don't go overboard. Like we don't want to be thrown off. Don't want to be reported.
You're gonna give me a word limit.
Yeah, 2.
You're gonna give me a word limit.
2.
What? 2 F?
Yeah.
Chris, I can't do that. I can't even do that in working life, and that's a struggle.
Anyway, guys, if you're new to the feature, this is Kaz, Dear Kaz, the Agony Aunt. If you've watched our YouTube channel, then Kaz has done a couple of these videos already. You can get and watch them. youtube.com/The Chris Kaz Show. So, Kaz,
Where's the and? Why do you keep saying Chris Kaz? It's the Chris and Kaz show.
no.
There's an and in there.
No. The web address for YouTube is The Chris Kaz Show. Okay?
Why
So we don't want to.
why can't you shove an and in there?
We don't want to confuse anybody. So, Kaz, are you ready?
I think that is confusing people, quite frankly.
Well, I think you make it complicated, don't you? Are you ready, Kaz? Are we getting a move on now? Are you ready? Are you ready,
Yes.
dear
I've
Kaz?
been ready this whole time.
No, you
Go on,
haven't.
go on.
Right. Okay.
Let this poor soul talk to me, and
Right.
I will try and figure out their problems. Okay.
Okay. So we
Yeah.
we had Daisy write into us, and
Daisy. Okay.
and,
Hi, Daisy. If you're
and-
watching.
and Daisy says the following.
Okay.
Dear Kaz, my boyfriend and I are keen to settle down and start a family.
Oh.
Everyone says it's too soon. But what do they know? I'm 19 and work in a bar. He's 21 and he's got a good job in a service centre. I met him at a party on Christmas Eve. I'm head over heels in love with him, and he feels the same about me. I've been with him now for 2 weeks, but I've known him for more than a month. 2 weeks. But known him for more than a month. I'm moving into his flat with him next week. We text each other every day. Our last text messages have been about having a baby. And we know our minds are made up. It's what we both want. I just need an opinion from someone who gives a short, sharp dose of reality. Dear
Be good
Kaz.
if you said that.
Dear Kaz.
Yeah.
Am I moving too fast?
Okay. Okay. Are you moving too fast? Let me answer that by saying, does the Pope shit in the woods? Are you kidding me? 2 weeks you've been going out. Are you a freaking moron? Where are your parents when all this is happening? If my daughter came home and she's like 19 years old, I met a guy. I'm going to move in with him. I've known him a month, but we've been, shagging for 2 months. I'd be like, no, you're not moving in with him. Give it a laugh. Go and tidy your bedroom. Peel the spuds for dinner. Sort yourself out. Iron your uniform for bloody work tomorrow. No, you're not going to move in with him. No, you're not going to have kids with him. Who talks about kids after a month? Seriously, you sound like a little bit obsessive, a little bit like bloody man crazy. Oh my God, I met the love of my life. You're a kid. You're a child. Slow your friggin' row and calm down, yeah? Just calm down. You've got the rest of your life to have kids, for God's sake. Enjoy your bloody life. Stop being a dickhead. You're going to be saddled with 4 kids and you're going to be miserable in like 10 years' time. Just slow down, enjoy your life. And whoever this moron is that you're going out with is like, yeah, I'm going to get her like knocked up within a month. Yo! Stop it. Pack it in. He's a moron. Sorry.
Wow.
Got a bit carried away there, didn't I?
Wow,
I got a bit
Kaz.
carried away there. Sorry.
I mean, like, I get your point.
Mm.
Literally. Known each other for a month. I don't...
Enjoy being a kid.
Yeah. I think most of the chat agrees with you as well, Kaz.
Thank you.
What's it? CJLT9898. Nice name, nice and catchy. Says that's how people end up on the show. I don't know I was pregnant.
Yeah.
Hallelujah, sister. There we go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
What's she thinking? What is she thinking? I mean, enjoy your bloody youth.
I think you gotta get to know somebody in a month. Come on, like even 6 months, a year. Especially when you move in together. The minute you move in together, you're gonna be like ripping each other's hair out. That is a different kettle of fish.
Yeah, get to know each other before you allow him to blow his beans up you. Do you know what I mean? Like, seriously.
Sorry.
Get to know each
Wait.
other
No.
before-
Wait. Wait. Sorry. Oh my God. I have just literally just heard the best thing I've ever heard. Oh my Kaz, right.
It's almost as good as your comment the other day about having a loose tooth.
Hold on a minute.
That cracked me up.
Go on, say it again. What? Bit of background music. There we go.
Get to know this bugger before you allow him to blow his beans up you. Seriously. This is your Auntie Kazzy talking. She knows.
Oh
I've had
my
12
God.
kids with 11 different dads. Listen to me, yeah? You don't want to be in my situation. Shut up. Go back to bed. You don't want to be in my situation.
Oh
Anyway.
wow. There we go.
And I started young.
Apparently you got to get used to each other's farts first. To be honest, like the best to be
Too gross.
I'm not being funny, but the best way of doing that is like, you ever done the dunk underneath the cover and then put the cover over the head thing? That
No.
That is a
'cause I'm not
lesson.
a teenage boy. But
that is
yeah,
a
that's
lesson.
revolting.
Certainly.
It's gross.
Anyway, guys,
What's that? Do you do that on a regular basis?
that was
Oh, man.
that was our Agony Aunt feature, Dear Kaz. You can check out our other Agony Aunt videos on our YouTube channel of Kaz dishing out her short, sharp dose of reality. And if you have a problem and you need Kaz to give you a bit of stern advice, then you can email us hello@thechrisandkazshow.co.uk. We'll answer your problems. They might not be the best. No, they are the best answers. Definitely.
Yeah,
100%.
definitely,
100%.
definitely. Yeah.
So, guys, we're live on Facebook, across YouTube, Twitcher, and Mix. Don't forget, this is a live podcast stream, so you can listen to our podcast and subscribe. We're nearly at, I think we had good numbers, didn't we? We're nearly at 100. So that's pretty good for us. So we've only been doing funkazshow.co.uk. That is the number. Sorry, that isn't the number. That is the website to go on. And no matter what you listen to your podcast on, you will be able to subscribe. So whether it's iTunes or Spotify, it's all on there. You'll be able to do it. Dead simple. Unless your name's Kaz. You get on there and subscribe.
Why did it always get back to me?
Right, Kaz, we're going to get to a track now, I think. Going to play another track from our favourite band. So we gave you a little teaser to one of their songs that's totally and utterly stuck in our head.
Are we going to play the Willy song?
We are going to play the Willy song. So
Okay, I love it.
So this is another track by the Menstrual Cramps, and this track is called #SadPenis.
Enjoyed your birthday either. #lol, #SadPenis. No more dick pics. Choose. I look like your cocktail sausage. I've been a veggie all my life. Your picture's making me go vegan. Does that micro dick please your wife? Do all men online seriously think it's fine to send a dick pic to underage girls? This isn't MSN and hello isn't consent, you cunt. No more dick pics. Big boy. Wiggle guy. I don't know why you are, but I'm glad you're proud of your dick. I'm all for self-love. I don't give a shit about how big it is, what colour it is, its length, its girth, if it's hard or flaccid. Don't get me wrong, dicks are great, but not unwanted dick pics. If I didn't ask for a dick pic, I don't want a dick pic. Don't shove your stranger dick in my face on Tinder. Don't shove your stranger dick in my face on Instagram. And Alex, don't fucking Snapchat me again. No more dick pics. No more dick pics. Fuck off with your dick pics. Meat stick.
Chris,
There we go.
I've told you once. I've told you 9 times. Do not shove your stranger dick in my face. All right? Just pack it in. I'm done with it. Stop it.
Well, we like that song. #SadPenis. It's another track by the Menstrual Cramps, and that's from their 2017 album We're Not Ovary Acting. They're a 4-piece feminist queer DIY punk band from Bristol, and if you like them, and I think we will, I think we're going to get onto their shop and get ourselves a couple of t-shirts. I think that'd be pretty good. You can do that as well. You can visit their Facebook page. It's /The Menstrual Cramps. And they have some really, really good videos on YouTube as well. YouTube /The Menstrual Cramps. There we go. So that's 2 really good songs from those that we really like, and I think that song will be stuck in my head now. So a little bit of feedback from the chat. Sarah says it's the best song ever. Micro Winnie. The Willy song. Yes, I am selling the merch. 100%. Get in there. I mean, you've got to support local, LGBTQ+. You know,
and also get maybe a cut, so you could get a cut of it. So that'd be cool.
Cut.
Yeah.
Sponsorship? I don't know. Anyway, guys, especially at lockdown, got to support because, you know, most bands, artists can't get out there now, can they? Can't go and do the gigs. Artists. So, you know, I know a few are doing live streams. I know a band we played on our show, I think it was last week, called Hoster. They were doing a live stream, so they did a set live stream. You know, you've got to think of different ways to go about getting over the lockdown and the social distancing. So anything we can do to help and support local bands and artists, do it. If you listen to their track and really like it, buy their merch, buy their t-shirt. There we go. Kaz.
Chris.
Kaz.
Chris.
Kaz.
Chris.
I've got something to tell you. It's quite serious.
Okay.
I might need to cut the music down ever so slightly to just make sure.
Oh, blimey! How serious is this?
Make sure we got a bit of quiet because we got
okay.
this. It's a serious time of the show, and I need to make sure that everybody can hear clearly. Because what I have to play next is very, very important. Okay.
Oh my. Okay, yeah, I'm listening.
You listening? Here we go.
Chris
I'm
is
tuned in.
champion.
There we go. or
You
maybe
sucked
she
me
win,
in for nothing.
or maybe she won't. Yeah, pretty unlikely.
So what does that mean, Kaz? You know what that means?
Is it time for intro quiz? Guess that copyright. What's that copyright?
What's that copyright?
Whoa.
3 hours late again. Come on.
It's the sound delay.
Come
you know
on.
full well it's a sound delay. I'm not bothering anymore. I'm just going to sing it at my own pace, my own enjoyment, in time with the music. And I don't care if it's in time with you, quite frankly.
Right, one more time. I'll give you one more go, all right?
Oh, fuck. Right, I'm going to do it deliberately early.
What's that copyright?
Whoa.
Don't worry, Kaz. I know you're not great at doing that, so that's why I've got somebody in to take your place. Look.
What's that? Copyright? Whoa.
You sound good.
Oh dear. So guys, if you haven't listened to our WhatsApp copyright competition before, I'm going to quickly tell you how we're going to play, or how Kaz is going to play. Basically, I'm going to play 5 seconds of 5 tracks. 5 seconds, that's it. And Kaz has to tell us the artist or band and the name of the track. So she could get full marks, which is very unlikely. She could lose.
I get 5 every single time.
Which is likely.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Kaz. So it's 90s music, and hopefully you got a few friends watching, and they can help you out a little bit. We've got some help in the chat. So I think it's about time we kicked off, isn't it? Shall we?
Yes, come on.
Should we go for it?
Yeah, do it.
Okay, guys. Track number 1 for you, Kaz. Here we go.
Uh-oh, we're in trouble. Something's come along and it's burst.
Do you know the artist or band and the name of that track? Would you like me to play it again, Kaz,
Let
for
me
you?
think. Yes, please do.
One more go. Here we go.
Uh-oh, we're in trouble. Something's come along and it's...
Okay. Am I allowed to use my psychic abilities?
Your psychic abilities.
Am I allowed? Yes. Am I allowed to let the spirit help me?
Go on in.
My spirit guide. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, there's a dilemma here. Uh-oh, we are in trouble. Uh-oh, it's focused on a lot. I'm going to go with that. And I'm thinking shower time. I'm thinking the hair. I'm thinking shampoo. Uh-oh.
Shampoo. Uh-oh.
Yeah? Is it?
Shampoo. Uh-oh. Kaz. I can't believe it. You're wrong. It's shampoo trouble. It's shampoo trouble. Oh my.
No!
There we go. Yay.
She'll win, or maybe she won't. Yeah, pretty unlikely.
Well, am I going to get half a
Maybe
point?
she'll win.
Are you going to get...
Am I going to get half a point?
No, we don't do half points. And you said that last time. That was your words. In our last podcast,
Whatever.
You said no half points. So, guys, just to make it perfectly clear...
Chris is champion.
There we go. Right. Are you ready for track number 2, Kaz? Here we go.
I don't know. I'm too annoyed now.
Track number 2.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Cocked your head to the side and said I'm angry.
There we go. Track 2 for you, Kaz. Would you like me? Would you like me to play it one more time?
Yeah, might need it more than that, actually.
Here we go. This is track number 2 for Kaz. 5 seconds. Artist or band and the name of the track, please.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Cocked your head to the side and said I'm angry.
Here we go.
Okay. Okay.
Think you're going to need some help from the chat, aren't you?
Who is this person on YouTube? Who is this person? CRT. I feel like I'm at an eye exam. 9898. Maybe she'll win, or maybe she won't. Then again, pretty unlikely. Who is this, Chris? Who is this person? Is this you?
I don't know. It's somebody that obviously understands that you're not going to win.
Oh, really? Well, I'll prove you wrong, Mr. CHTN 98. Okay, right, I'm going to answer the question.
Okay.
I'm going to get my spirit to help me.
You're going to get your spirit.
Yeah, I'm going to get my
Are
spirit.
we talking a vodka and
To help
Coke
me.
or another cider?
No, there's no spirits in my cider
Okay.
today.
All right.
No snake bites. Okay, wait, isn't snake bite, is that with spirits or is that a mixture of
No, it's
lager and cider?
yeah,
I don't
cider
know, I've never
lager.
had one.
Cider lager, black.
That
currant.
sounds rank. Okay. I'm feeling this time pressure. I'm feeling this real time pressure. A week. It's just 1 week. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm sensing some ladies. They're naked. They're bare. They are bare
Bare.
naked ladies.
Bare naked ladies.
And 1 week.
And the track
is
is
that-
called 1 week.
There you go. Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken.
Congratulations, Kaz.
Goodness.
1 out of 2. Are you ready for track number 3? Yes, I like it. Chris won, Kaz won. I don't like it, but you're right. Chris is champion, obviously.
Oh my God. Sorry. My nostrils are going for an itchy situation.
Right, Kaz, I'm going to play you track number 3. Are you ready? Here we go. Track number 3.
Feels like I'm standing on the timeless tree.
Oh, that's going to be
I
a
love
tricky
this
one.
song.
I really like it as well. I kind of really want to play the full track, but we're not allowed to, and that's the whole reason of What's That Copyright, because we don't want to get banned or kicked off for copyright breaches. Would you like me to play it again? Here we go.
Maybe she
Oh,
Yes,
sorry.
please do.
Here we go.
Oh.
There we go.
Feels like I'm standing on the timeless tree.
Go on in, Kaz. You got any help from your friends? Sarah helped you with the last
Not
one.
yet, no. Yeah, they did.
So, Kaz guessed Bare Naked Ladies.
Well, only with one part, if I'm honest.
Only with one part.
Well, I think the hashtag Chris is champion, we figured out who that is on YouTube. Whatever, Chris. Okay.
It's not me. It's not me.
It is so you.
It's not, honestly. I
Who
swear.
else is it then?
It's not. It's not. I don't know.
Who is that then?
Maybe they will reveal their identity. Who knows?
Maybe you got a secret admirer, Chris?
Maybe it's
Maybe
one of
that's
my
what it is.
maybe it's one of my fans.
Oh.
Maybe it's one of my fans. I've only got one fan, and it's in the corner of the room. There we go.
A fan on Grindr.
It is Chris. Don't pretend to be me. I can't. Look. Here's my hands. Here's my hands. Or maybe they're called Chris. Maybe they got the same name as me then. Okay, Kaz.
Okay, right. Okay.
Oh,
I'm
Chris
getting a lot
from
of
Grindr.
words.
It
I'm
is
getting a
Chris
lot of
from Grindr.
words.
I don't know what Grindr is, to be honest. I don't even know.
No, you're so innocent. You're so innocent.
It's a nature app, I think. It's about nature.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, true. Grindr.
Okay.
Mm.
I'm not gonna dispute that. Right.
Bit gay, innit?
Okay.
Here we go. Go on in, Kaz.
Okay. Right. I tell you what I'm getting. The words that I'm getting is that I love you. I love you always and forever. That's so tender to my
Okay.
heart. That's what I'm getting.
Very good.
I love you always, forever, near and far, closer, together. I feel like
Right.
I'm like a weather lady or something.
Calm down. You don't have to do the whole
In the
track.
north of the country. I'm getting a plain Jane name. I am. The D there. Donna Lewis. Donna Lewis.
Donna Lewis.
That be her name. That be her name.
So what are we going to go with?
Donna Lewis.
Yeah.
I love you always forever. Be I right or be I wrong?
Not a fan.
What,
Not
of the
a fan.
song?
No, I'm not a fan of.
You're not a fan? Oh,
I'm not a fan of.
of me winning?
2-1, apparently. Apparently 2-1. You know, not liking it. Right, Kaz.
We're on
this-
3 now, aren't we?
Come on. Come on. That was the 3rd, so we're on the 4th. Come on.
on.
Get it wrong. Get it wrong.
Mm.
Here we go.
I'm going to burst a blood vessel in my head. Let's stop that. Okay.
So track number 4 is as follows.
Okay, go on. Oh my
I
god.
really like that track as well. I've picked some of these.
Oh, that's hard.
Do,
That's
do,
really
do,
hard.
do,
Oh,
do,
you
do, do,
bastard.
do, 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 do. I'll play it again, alright? Here we go.
Go on.
Who is it, Kaz? Come on. I don't think you have anybody in the chat to help you this time, I don't think.
Something's coming back to me. I don't know.
Chris is champion.
Probably.
Okay, tell me again. Let me hear it again.
This will be playing it to you for the third time, and I'm
I
not
think I
whether,
know the band, but I don't know the song.
not sure whether I can do that, Kaz. But you know, I'm gonna be
Come
nice.
on, just play it again.
I'm gonna be
Come on.
nice, okay? So here it is.
Oh my god, it's just come to me and I know what it is.
Wait, let me play it first. Let me play it first.
It's just coming to my head.
Here we go. Time it right. Tell us who it is. Who is it, Kaz? Huh?
Okay. That is. Sorry, I just think someone knocked on my door. This has happened a couple of times as you're doing this, isn't it? I don't know what's going on. Okay.
Go on, Em.
Now, I'm not going to pay attention to the spirits. This is just my own personal knowledge.
Mm.
Okay, because I do have some. Okay. This is the cause.
Yeah.
Yeah. What can I do? What can I do to make you happy?
The cause and what can I do? Is Kaz right?
Yeah.
Or is Kaz wrong?
That was really hard, that one. That was really difficult.
Unfortunately, she got that one right. So, Kaz,
Knock on my door.
just ignore it. Pretend you're out. You don't have to time it right,
Maybe
do
I'm
they?
being too loud. Maybe I'm being... They do every time. Maybe it's because I'm being really loud and shouting. Getting enthusiastic.
Who
Getting
knows?
too enthusiastic to this game. Who knows?
Right, Kaz, so here we go then for the final track in our What's That Copyright competition. Track number 5 for Kaz to make it 4 out of 5, unfortunately. Here we go, Kaz.
Go on.
Like that one again?
Yeah, go on.
Here we go. One more time. Nice of you to leave us on the video. Welcome back.
I'm back. Sorry, it always does that with my power gets low. I don't know why.
Okay then. The last one then, Kaz. Who is it? Who is it? Who is the artist?
Okay.
And what's the name of the track?
Okay, the spirits are talking to me, Chris.
The spirits are talking to you, are they?
spirits.
Steady.
They are, yeah. I'm sensing an eye. I'm sensing an eye, but not an eye made of flesh. This eye is made of some kind of metallic substance. It's not silver. It's not silver. It's gold. It's a golden eye.
It's a golden eye, is it?
And yeah, and there's 2 T's. It's a Turner and it's a Tina. It's a Tina Turner. GoldenEye.
Tina Turner and GoldenEye.
You
Is
do
Kaz right?
forget, Chris, I've got like all of the Now albums from like the 90s.
I'm gonna have to make. I
80s.
gotta make this. Somehow I gotta make this harder. Anyway, here we go. Wow!
The winner takes
Congratulations!
it all.
Congratulations, Kaz. You are,
Yeah.
you know, the winner. I guess. Disappointing. You know, I am the champion, but you know,
Yeah.
you got a bit of luck there. Bit too much.
I didn't at all.
Bit too much help from your friends, you know, in the chat.
No, thank you very much. I had help from the spirit and I help
Yeah, the
from my
spirit.
own brain.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah.
because I do actually hold some knowledge inside
Yeah.
of all of this green matter inside my skull. Thank you very much.
Anyway, guys, that was another week of Kaz winning. I need to make this harder. Now. We gotta get into those, you know, really, really obscure 90s tracks now. What's that copyright?
Whoa, a whoa, a whoa,
Whoa.
whoa, whoa.
A whoa, a whoa, whoa, a whoa. You know, some might say,
What's that? Copyright?
Some might say.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
whoa. Right, guys, we're getting towards the end of the show now. Thank you for joining us. If you've been watching on Facebook Live and join us in the chat. Certainly, if you've been watching on YouTube as well, Twitch and Mixer, not as popular, but we have at least one viewer from Twitch, actually. So we're going to play one more track and then wrap it up, basically. This track is by one of our favourite artists, and he was on the show last week. This is Giuseppe Cecilia, and he's going to introduce his track for us now.
Hey guys, I'm Giuseppe Cecilia, and you're about to listen to my debut single, You and I. I really, really hope you guys enjoy it. It's the first song I ever wrote, and it's a love breakup song. Let me know what you guys think. Hear me when I say this, 'cause saying it is hard. I used to love you, baby, with all my broken parts. It's getting really cold here, through all the sleepless nights. You're holding me the same, but something don't feel right. 'Cause everything we had here, suddenly it disappears, and I don't understand it, because I gave you my all, and I'd have given you more, and if you'd ask for more, I'd give you that too, 'cause baby I love you. I love you. I know that we can do it. We can make it through this weather. 'Cause babe, if I had one wish, I wish to say forever. There's nothing better out there, better than you and I still want you beside me until the day I die. 'Cause everything we had here, suddenly it disappears, and I don't understand it, because I'd have given you more. And if you'd ask for more, I'd give you that too. 'Cause baby, I love you. Ooh, I love you. Your eyes, they were made for me, babe. When you look at me, I swear I lose my breath. I swear I lose my breath. Lips that were made for me, babe. When you kiss me, oh, I lose my breath. I swear I lose my breath. Your touch, it was made for me, babe. When you touch me, oh, I lose my breath. I swear I lose my breath. 'Cause your love, it was made for me, babe. When you love me, oh, I lose my breath. I swear I lose my breath. I gave you my all, and I'd have given you more. And if you'd ask for more, I'd give you that too. 'Cause baby, I love you. 'Cause baby, I do. I do.
You can check out The Chris and Kaz Show by visiting thechrisandkazshow.co.uk.
This still hurts, you know. These tears, they burn. This still hurts, you know. These tears, they burn.
Really, really like that track. Giuseppe Cecilia. And that track was called You and I. I know you really love his voice as well, don't you, Kaz?
I really do. I want to make love to his voice, if that was at all possible.
I mean, you know, you have to ask nicely, I guess. Anyway, guys, you can check him out. Please do. There's a Facebook page which you can check out. It's facebook.com / Giuseppe Cecilia Singer. There's a nice video to that track as well on YouTube, which you can search. He's an LGBT singer-songwriter from Wolverhampton. This is actually his first song he's ever written, and all the lyrics are from life experiences, arguments, conversations and texts between his ex-boyfriend, and his music also reflects his homelessness. So he was homeless for nearly 2 years, so you can hear the passion in that. Really nice guy and great track. So it's getting to that time now where we're wrapping up.
Yeah, it's almost home time. Have we seriously been doing this for 2 hours?
I know. This is definitely a longer one. We've dragged it on a little bit, haven't we?
I've not even eaten my tea yet.
I know. There we go.
It's going to be a late tea tonight, isn't it?
I'm going to blame you, to be honest. So,
you can try.
I guess we can quickly wrap up then, Kaz. So thank you guys for joining us. If you want to listen to the podcast again, you can check us out on our podcast page, podcast.thechrisandkazshow.co.uk. We had an interview with Aled Osborne from Brigstow, that's brigstow.org, a health HIV charity in Bristol. We had a longer interview that you can listen to, that's up live now. You can check out our latest video on YouTube. We try out the Gender Swap app. www.thechrisandkazshow.co.uk /new, and that will take you to our latest YouTube video. And obviously we had music from Lady Nade Drunken Butterfly, The Menstrual Cramps, one of our favourite band, with their track #SadPenis.
You've been listening to The Chris and Kaz Show.
Thank you, guys.
Check them out on social media at thechrisandkazshow.co.uk.